Hello, I'm Chris Eccleston, and I'm playing the Doctor.
Run!
The main reason I wanted to play Doctor Who was because of the scripts, which were written principally by Russell T Davies. And scripts are the reason I choose any of my projects.
We're falling through space, you and me. Clinging to the skin of this tiny little world, and if we let go... That's who I am.
I was intrigued by the idea that a writer such as Russell, who'd done things such kind of things like Queer as Folk, Bob and Rose, I was intrigued by the contrast between that work and Doctor Who.
Although I worked with Chris before, I didn't write the Doctor with Chris in mind to begin with, but funnily enough, what I was writing and his aspirations coincided at the same time. He wanted to reinvent himself on screen. I wanted to reinvent the Doctor and rid him of a lot of his eccentricities and sort of fripperies that were surrounding the character. And those two things just came together by chance, actually, and it worked.
It wasn't the obvious move for an actor who's basically done a lot of BBC Two, Channel 4 projects to be fronting a 7 o'clock Saturday night programme, and I thought that the responsibility of that, regardless of the performance in Doctor Who, there's a huge technical responsibility.
I think what Chris has been able to really cleverly do is just make him tangible and real and believable and easy to watch. I mean, you never feel alienated. You never feel like it's not somebody you can trust or respond to. I mean, Chris is a fantastic Doctor Who, and I hope he'll be as memorable for kids today as Tom Baker was for me.
I don't have a great deal of knowledge of the previous series, and that's partly as a kid I didn't watch it, and I made a decision when I got the role not to look back at previous Doctors because I wanted him to be entirely my own.
What are you doing here?
I live here.
Well, what'd you do that for?
Because I do. I'm only home because someone blew up my job.
That's got the wrong signal. You're not plastic, mate. No, bonehead. Bye then.
As a child, the first Doctor you see is your Doctor, and I don't think there's any way I can ever win those fans over. What I'm hoping is that the new audience, the 8-year-olds, I'm hoping that I'll become their Doctor.
Come with me.
Hi, I'm Billie Piper, and I play Rose Tyler.
I'm the Doctor, by the way. What's your name?
Rose.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Rose Tyler is this 19-year-old girl who's grown up on a council estate with her mum. Her father died when she was very young. And she has a job in a shop. She has a very normal life. And she feels frustrated. She needs to shake it up a bit. And it's like she's waiting for something to happen. And sure enough, this guy arrives, this 900-year-old guy in a blue police box, and gives her the opportunity of a lifetime and says, come with me, let's go and have some great adventures. And she goes for it.
Fantastic.
I just related to her straight away. I mean, you know, that kind of feeling of living this kind of mundane lifestyle and never really doing much with her life, not being, you know, having great ambitions and wanting to do better things, but not really knowing how to express that, go about it, or, you know, certainly not knowing how to articulate her feelings. And she's impulsive, Rose, and I'm certainly that way, and you know, I never really apply logic to many things. And she doesn't. She just goes with her gut instinct all the time. And that's something I love about playing this character. And she's not scared of confrontation. She just goes with it, embraces this whole new world and all these different life forms. And, yeah, I definitely felt like that when I was 19 years old. So I could certainly relate to her.
If you are an alien, how come you sound like you're from the north?
Lots of planets have a north.
It's a great dynamic between Rose and the Doctor because he teaches her things, he educates her, and she educates him too. He shows her, he broadens her horizons and challenges her ideas like no one has ever done before, and that's what she finds so, you know, attractive and great about this man.
It's a love story. I think from the minute he sees her, he loves her, and vice versa. It's by no means a conventional love story, and the Doctor's heart and Rosie's heart are quite enigmatic, really. The relationship is quite mysterious.
She kind of shows him how to be emotional and to feel, and she has morals and principles, and, you know, he kind of does everything, you know, without thinking about the consequences, and that's something she loves about him, but also something that kind of, it ticks her off occasionally.
You were right, you are alien.
Look, if I did forget some kid called Mickey...
Yeah, he's not a kid.
It's because I'm busy trying to save the life of every stupid ape blundering about on top of this planet, all right?
All right?
Yes, it is.
I wanted to bring something fresh, and the scripts were contemporary. We were going with something new, keeping the essence of the original Doctor Who. But I was quite keen to just do my own thing and hope that it worked.
It's gonna get us! Doctor!
Run.
I think this series is really relevant because of the way that Russell T Davies, the lead writer and co-executive producer, has developed the show. It's very emotional. It's got things to say about how we live today. It challenges our notions of what it is to be human. It's a very optimistic series.
Fantastic.
In writing it for a modern audience now, you've got to be aware of what cinema's doing and what great television programmes like Buffy and Angel are doing, which is to make it fast, which is actually to make it sexy, to make it colourful, and also, compared to the old programme, to give it a great emotional content. You should have a good laugh with this programme, but sometimes it'll break your heart as well.
The fact that the audiences expect so much because of the world we're in, because of the technology and the developments and the films that they've watched, it means the expectation has to be incredibly high.
It is a great delight, honestly, as a writer, to write it, because the programme has the flexibility to go anywhere, which gives you the ability to go anywhere. There you are, in the past, in the future, and the existence and the skill of CGI now means that you can write stuff on a much bigger scale than you could in the past. You can have invading armies now, whereas you used to have invading trios. What Chris has done very much is to take a lot of the eccentricity of the character away and put emotion into it. And I don't mean just the hard stuff, I mean that he has a good laugh. Chris partly took this role on to enjoy himself more. He's got a slightly famous image as a very serious screen actor, and he wanted to warm that up. He wanted to be sexier, he wanted to be funnier, and that's what he's delivered in spades.
I bring you a cutting of my grandfather.
Thank you. Yes, gifts. I give you in return air from my lungs.
How intimate.
There's more where that came from.
In creating a modern companion for the Doctor, she's called Rose Tyler, and she's a London girl who works in a shop. And I was very much aware that in creating a companion now for the year 2005, she couldn't be girly, she couldn't be screaming, she couldn't be helpless. You've got to not only look at television, but look at the whole world, actually, and say you can't get away with that sort of heroine anymore. And she's got to have heart and soul and a sense of humour and a sense of compassion. And Billie Piper's just absolutely extraordinary at bringing that to life.
What are you doing here?
I live here.
The relationship between the Doctor and Rose is the most crucial thing in the whole series, because he's alien, she's human. Together they complete each other. She brings humanity, he brings wisdom, and together it's the perfect travelling companion for each of them to experience all the stuff that they see.
Come with me.
It's got things to say about how we live today. It challenges our notions of what it is to be human. It's a very optimistic series.
CGI has enabled us to do incredible things in this series. And hopefully viewers are going to really be blown away by just the sheer amount and scale of the production.
In this series, none of the monsters, we hope, will look homemade. We've learned the lessons. We want it to be glossy and exciting. I mean, this show is coming out after things like Harry Potter and all those great sci-fi films and series that we've watched. And this is not about creaky sets or monsters with hairlines that you can see.
And I think people expect that level of sophistication now. I think if we were to come on with a washing up liquid bottle sprayed silver, I think, floating across the screen, I think people would kind of laugh at us. I think it's a real visual and an oral treat for everybody, and is as terrifying as it always used to be.
Some of my colleagues at the BBC have watched episode 1 with their children, and they have literally been hiding behind the sofas.
Stay in there!
This programme is intended for anyone. Absolutely anyone who likes a good bit of television drama will be watching this. I used to sit and love it when I was 8 years old, and I would love the thought of 8-year-olds sitting and falling in love with it just like I did.
If I had a TARDIS, I'd head towards my 30s. I'd quite like to check myself out as a 30-something, see where I'm at in my life.
I would go back to ancient Egypt, because I quite like to meet Cleopatra.
That's not fair, that's where I'd go as well. I would actually go to the planet of the Daleks and defeat them.
Probably into the future to see if this series runs for the next 40 years.
I'd go back to Salford of the 1960s.
I'd love to go back to the Second World War.
To see my parents young, to see my brothers young, to see that city then.
People really seem to pull together, and I'd love to have been part of such a kind of momentous, kind of national pulling together. I think that's where I'd go if I could.
The Victorian colonies, Afghanistan and...
You'd go back to Christmas Day.
That's a hard one. If I could travel in time and space, I would probably go back to when I was 21 and just watch myself having such a good time. It feels like a long time ago now.
I'd love to travel back to what I consider to be a golden era of television, you know, the late 60s, the early 70s, and work on shows like Quatermass and Blake Seven and the early Doctor Who's that I'd watched as a kid. I think that would be fantastic.
I would go everywhere, which is what this series does. I wouldn't go to one particular place. I would want to have adventures like Rose Tyler, played by Billie Piper, and I would want to go back into the 19th century. I would want to go to the Second World War. I would want to go to the end of the world. I would want to go everywhere, and I would never come back because I'd be travelling and having the best adventure ever.
And welcome to the world of Doctor Who. This is the inside of the TARDIS. That's TARDIS, time and relative dimension in space. This is Doctor Who's time and space machine. It is, as you might have noticed, it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. It's called dimensionally transcendental, which means bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. It's disguised as a police box, which used to be very common on the streets of the 50s and 60s, so that it fits in wherever its surroundings. It's supposed to have a chameleon circuit that alters its external appearance, but that got broken years ago, so it always looks like a police box. And inside this, the Doctor travels throughout time and space. It travels to ancient history, it travels to the far-flung future, it can travel to parallel universes, it can go absolutely anywhere. And one of the great joys of the Doctor's life, actually, is that he is a wanderer, he is a traveller, he doesn't actually care where it goes. He's not doing a job, he's very rarely on a mission, he's got no deadlines, he's a great traveller wherever he fancies going and taking his human companion with him off they go together. And that's not a bad life, really. No taxes, no responsibility, no family. He just has a good time. And I think you'd be hard-pressed not to have a good time if you had a TARDIS like this.